Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the GameCast NewsCast. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula. Joining me this week, I have Sully.
Hello.
And I also have Mark from the reviews.
Hi. It's my first time being here.
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
He's never been on the newscast before somehow.
I've been on everything.
It's the only format
even a
you've
Dragon
not
Ball
been
podcast.
on. Yeah. The only thing you've not been on is technically a Let's Play now, because you've technically been on Creative Corner because I've done Sims videos that have you in it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Slowly creeping my way in.
Mark.
So I'll tackle Let's Play next.
Right. Let's start the show in the usual fashion. Mark, what have you been playing this week?
Ooh. I've actually I've been bouncing between multiple RPGs at once, which is never a good idea.
No.
It never is, but I always do it. I'm playing a lot of Octopath Traveler. Because that is a solid
correct
game.
decision, yes.
Yep, and I can take it with me anyway.
Yeah.
And I've also been playing Shining Resonance Refrain, which is on like every console imaginable. It's this JRPG series that pretty much never came to the West until right now, where they finally ported a PS3 game onto PS4 and Xbox One and PC and Switch.
Of course.
How do you know this?
Because I've been wanting these games to come out for years.
Oh my gosh.
It's unfortunate though, because the one that they port is the worst one.
Yay!
Start weak and build to strong.
I've not played such an average game in a long time.
Brilliant.
And these are games you've been waiting for too, so that really paints it. Nice.
Like these games are so popular that they get figurines that I sell in my store, which I kid you not are literally in front of the counter, and I stare at them every day. It's the first thing I see.
Oh, no.
Like, you could have been good.
So, is this game, is it bad or does it just not hold up?
It's just not. It's not doing anything interesting. The difficulty spikes are insane.
Is it bad in comparison to the others, or just bad? Like Mission Impossible 2 in comparison to all the other ones?
Guess who's
Still
seen
okay
Mission
movie?
Impossible recently then?
No, actually, I really want to see number 6.
It's just compared to most other games that I'm playing, and even like if you were to compare it like with Octopath, where that does things differently with story, where some stories are better than others, Shining Resonance still does not tell a good story because the main character is so annoying.
Alright, so when are the rest releasing then?
Never.
Sorry?
When are the rest
Never.
releasing? Probably never.
Oh yeah, probably never, which is unfortunate.
Well, you know, if they'd
I'll
have
have to
released one
learn.
of the good ones, then people might have received it better, so people might have actually bought it and
Because,
have a
like,
chance
here's
of
the
releasing
thing.
The rest.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Apparently, it didn't even do well in Japan when it came out, and they were like, "Let's remaster this one.
Fabulous.
Recouping losses.
Let's remaster the one our country didn't even want."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's my spiel.
Japan. This
Brilliant.
will probably get blocked in Japan anyway, so
Yep.
we can talk whatever we want
Japan. It's the traditional line, isn't it? Okay. Anything else, or is that all?
Nah, that's. I've had my 2 cents.
It's been an emotional up and down week for him.
That has.
Octopath! Yay! It's amazing! It's wonderful! Oh, this other game could have been so much better! Yay! Octopath!
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When I boot it up, I'm always happy.
It's like, I can play some more Octopath today. Yes, this is great!
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what Mark's been playing then. So, Sully! What have you been playing this week?
I have been maining it up with my boy Hanzo, actually.
What?
Overwatch.
Your main
Oh.
boy.
My main boy.
What about Genji?
Nah, none of that shit.
It's alright, I can't play as him either.
Yeah, no, I've just been... Yeah, no, I'm pretty bad. I'm like level 10, so... But I bought Overwatch this week, so that's what
I've played
sinking my
Overwatch twice
teeth into.
in my life.
It's fun. I'm not really big on like kind of
Yeah,
just
it's a
5v5 deathmatch stuff these days.
It's a perfectly good game, but you know.
Yeah, it's just the experience to me. It's just a little bit old. You know that kind of 5v5 Call of Duty-esque deathmatch capture the point stuff's a little bit old. It's just kind of interesting because it's the hero formula has like freshened up the old formula so much.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I'm enjoying playing as Hanzo. It's good to dabble in. I don't know if it's going to completely grab me, and I don't know if I'm going to be completely hooked, but I'm definitely enjoying it at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. But I got a feeling with these types of games, I usually burn out on them pretty quick. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Well, as nobody ever asks, I have been playing this week. No one ever bothers to ask me, and I don't know why.
Count. What have you been playing?
Thank you for asking, Sully!
Just take a little bit of editing, and it'll be like nothing ever happened.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah, that's definitely a clip.
Right. I have been playing a lot of things for a very small amount of time. So I've had like 2 weeks of stuff to come up, really, since the last one. I've been playing a bit of Stardew Valley still. Nothing particularly interesting happening with that, though. It's been a while. Otherwise, I've been playing not a huge amount. I've been far too busy. Played a bit of Octopath. I've got to Tressa's second thingy. What's the majig?
Chapter.
That one. That word, yeah. It's been a long day, all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No.
The day has just started.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not long, Solly.
It's long ahead.
Exactly.
The road is long.
Don't you mean the route?
Yeah.
Bringing it
the
back.
shorter route.
Yep, bringing it back.
Go through the grass.
Oh, fuck me. What the fuck have I been playing? Nothing.
I don't even know what we asked him, Mark.
What have I been playing? Help me! Tell me what I've been playing, because I don't know.
Weren't you playing
Have
that
you been
car
playing
game?
The Sims?
Yes, I've been playing The Sims 4.
God.
Creative Corner. I'm going to play some more of it today because I'm doing the new series, which is a fly-on-the-wall documentary-style series of the House of The Sims that I created. And I'm going to be passive-aggressive to Mark's character throughout all of it because he sent me a stupid picture.
Why am I on a futon, by the way?
Because I said so.
I asked and nobody responded.
It's the only thing that's available in purple that I saw.
I didn't have to have purple.
Yes, you did.
No, you had to have purple.
You did have to
Okay.
have.
I did not know that was in alignment with a male, what is it, gigolo? Purple.
No, what it's aligned with is the fact that you chose the GameCast colours because you're the leader of GameCast.
El Capitan.
So I get a futon.
Yeah.
Do I at least get a coffee machine in my room or something?
No. That's too
You just have coffee beans spread across the floor, and that's your flooring.
I'm gonna change your floor to just be coffee beans. Be like walking over Lego in the morning.
Oh, fuck. It's just getting real rough. Real rough in the, what is it? What are you calling the house? What's the house called?
The GameCast House of Fun.
Oh. Can you lock us in so it's like Big Brother?
Welcome to the House of Fun. Anyway.
Mark, I'm coming to turkey slap you.
What?
No, I can't lock you
Nobody
in because
remembers that
there's
controversy?
activity stuff outside that I don't want to waste.
Oh, yeah, there's a pool. That's right. Put an inside pool.
You can lock the fence, can't you?
Yeah, I don't think that stops people from being able to go to work, though, which is unfortunate.
Oh.
You know, it'd be cool if, like, you just set up a stream and it was actually like Big Brother, and people could just tune into the stream and watch our Sims.
Unfortunately, that would require me leaving my computer on 24/7, and I'm not feeling that.
Nah, just for one day. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, if someone wants me to change, like, the view or anything, like...
Give it all to Sully.
Is it like an auto view mode where it just kind of follows around, or... Nah, well,
that would
fuck.
be highly
what number
impractical.
Sim is this?
4.
The 4th one? Why haven't they got that yet?
Because reasons. I don't know. It was launched in, like, 2013 or something.
Oh, one colour futon couch.
She just fill his room with the different food, like the same futon, just stacked up.
Yeah. Just loads of them. I think that's definitely what I'm going to do. What were you on about with the card game that I've apparently been playing?
Card game? Oh, a car game.
Oh. Onrush? Is that the one you mean?
Could we put a bunch of pandas in the house?
What? No!
Put some Shaka Panda in there. Just put pandas everywhere. Don't say anything. Just have them randomly appear in the documentary. Right? There's no explanation for the pandas. Heaps of pandas. Pictures, plushies.
I don't think there's
Panda
that many
mugs.
pandas in the game. Anyway,
Just put all the
it would
pandas
be
in.
pandemonium. Ha ha!
Nice.
Sorry, coming.
That's another clip.
God's sake. The car
someone
game was
disconnected.
probably Onrush that you meant, and
Yes, that's...
I have played that. It would be better with an internet connection, but because I don't have a PSN account, then
What?
Do you mean what? I don't do online multiplayer. Fuck that.
The PSN account's free, though.
No, but
Just to connect.
Is
Not
it?
to play online. No, not to play online, it's not.
No, I was gonna say.
I just...
You can get updates and everything and buy stuff.
Yeah, I know
you
that.
can't play it.
Yeah, you need a actual online subscription.
Yeah, to play with other people.
be able to
Yeah,
play.
so I thought you meant there was certain parts of the game you couldn't play it without being connected or
I
something.
mean, technically there aren't, because a lot of it's
Well,
online.
yeah.
That's what it was designed to
Okay.
do. Which is a shame. I think it could, like, the single player is just, like, it's the online with bots. It's fine. It's a perfectly acceptable game. And that's it. That's why I'm glad I didn't pick it up for full price and got it for like 20 odd quid.
Fecko.
Yeah.
It's like that.
And that's
The
what
game
Count's
is-
been
it's-
playing.
Yeah, supremely adequate.
Yeah. Do you know, the funny thing is, there was actually a story about it. I think I did a news story on it. Its sales have apparently been very disappointing. So it's had to the company's had to lay off staff. And
Oh, that sucks.
half the problem is the price that it launched for. It's also, do you remember I said a few weeks ago that it was selling in Tesco for £30? It's now selling for £25 in Tesco.
Wow, and it'll be 15 in a month's time, probably.
Probably, yes. It's not gone very well for them. Yeah.
Oh, well, what can you do?
Unfortunately, it's a good game that could have been better. But as it stands, you know.
It reminds me of Cliffy B's game. What was it called?
Lawbreakers.
Yep, nothing wrong with
Ugh.
it. Good game. Nothing especially unique about it, but
No.
just launched it as a full retail price in a world that is owned by Overwatch
Correct, yes.
and Fortnite. So,
I've got one more thing I can add to the list. I've just remembered. Slay the Spire. Been playing some of that. Yes. I did my first full run of it the other day. And didn't die, and it was good. There you go. It's a fun deck building game. Go and play that. Anyway, that's what we've been playing. That was a mess. Let's move on to the news.
yeah, have fun editing.
Editing? I don't edit this shit. I just cut out the silences.
Yeah, it's just we're in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler. That's a game that both me and Marco have been playing. We're going to talk about it again now because it's done really well sales-wise. Woo! Yes, after selling out in Japan a day after it was released, somehow, what the fuck, it's actually broken the 1 million global units sold number.
Whoa.
Which is a lot.
Is anybody else getting Cuphead vibes from this? Selling so well?
Yes, yeah. Not like
1 million
Cuphead in any
quickly.
way, shape, or form, but yes,
No,
I know what
just
you mean.
sales-wise. Similar in sales.
I was like, it's 2D, kind of.
It's
Both.
interestingly interesting in a visual sense.
Interesting to look at.
It was released. That was the thing.
Other than that, there's not many similarities.
Oh, is Cuphead
No,
even
yeah.
on Switch?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it was.
I thought it
Cuphead was as Xbox One and PC
Sorry, Xbox. Just.
because it's Microsoft owned it, I think. Partially.
Yeah, shit.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they
Oh,
financed all of it
boo!
towards the end.
Well,
didn't
buy
they?
it on PC because the Xbox One is a pile of toss. But shh.
Wow.
What does it have to offer?
Don't you still have to basically? You're literally almost buying it on Xbox anyway if you buy it on PC. Like,
No,
still
because
gotta
you
buy
can get
through
it
the
through
Xbox
Steam.
Store. Can you?
Yes, I bought it on
Oh,
Steam.
It's on my wish
Oh,
list.
okay. I'm surprised Microsoft released it there, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That's also cool.
Yeah, buy it on PC because the Xbox is just nothing. It has nothing to offer. Nothing interesting
Wow.
at all.
Savage.
I don't-
I am not a party with this man.
Nothing that the
Do not
Xbox
burn
One
me with
has
him.
to offer interests me in any way except for the backwards compatibility. That's the only
Define-
thing.
To find the side you're on, Mark, before they burn you.
Yeah, quick, pick a side, Mark!
Well, okay.
Pick a side right now!
I used to be all
Life or
for
death.
Xbox One until they cancelled Scalebound.
Yes!
The JRPG.
God damn it.
It was an action game.
It's an action
It really hurt that they
JRPG.
cancelled it. It really hurt. Because I bought an Xbox One for Sunset Overdrive and Scalebound.
And one of
Good
those
game,
things
that
was really boring and the other didn't come out.
Oh, I like Sunset Overdrive.
I enjoyed Sunset.
Fair enough.
It could have been a little more out there, but
Could I point
movement-wise, it's a
out
lot of fun.
that
and
in the
stylistic.
credits they have credited several humor consultants in that game.
Is that unnormal though? Like,
It's
did
if you want
do
to
video
make a
game
comedy
developers
game,
just-
then that's the way to go about it the wrong way.
is it? How do you go about it the right way?
By just being funny and hiring funny people, not humor consultants.
But isn't that what that is? Like, right? Just hiring funny people.
No, you hire
consultants.
good writers who can write funny things.
Okay.
You don't have to have people to consult humor. If you're consulting
they-
for humor, then it's not humor. Certainly
Because
not
the way
good
I feel
humour.
it works, right? The way I feel it works, right, is if you're a studio who wants to create a variety of things, right, and you're like, all right, we just went from making this super serious horror game, and now we want to do something a bit more zany, quirky, and funny. If you're the same team, don't you? You know, you have to go out and find people, right?
Well,
Yeah, but like
generally
in their
teams don't
case-
work like that. They change teams around between games.
Oh yeah, I know that, but like, if you're just a dev team, maybe you don't inherently just naturally have people that are like the caliber of stand-up comedians or something. Like, you eventually have to go out and you're saying
Yeah,
they should go
hire
out straight
a
away and
writer.
hire writers.
Well, yeah, hire writers. Don't hire humor consultants. You know, that's the better way to
That's
do
fair.
it.
I'm assuming they did, but I guess they weren't exactly confident.
Obviously, weren't the funniest people in the world.
Yeah, apparently. Get the Red Dwarf gang in there.
Comedy by committee. Microsoft brand fun. No, it's not how you do comedy.
I think we've got a bit off track.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get the matches and you get the wood so they can burn him at the stake mark.
Anyway, back to Octopath Traveler.
1 million.
Yes, 1 million. That's good. That's very good indeed. And that says a lot about the popularity of the Switch as well. Because,
Yeah.
you know, when the Switch launched, a lot of people were worried about if it would catch on or whether people would develop for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Switch has just passed 20 million units.
or thereabouts. It's
Roughly.
either just past or just about.
Yeah, but 20 million units in just
fantastic.
over a year. Yeah.
I think I heard them say that it's tracking just about as well as the PS4. And when I say they, I can't remember where I read it.
It might have been
Somewhere
my
on the
news
internet.
video.
Actually, I think it was actually.
Oh, there you go then.
Somewhere on the internet, might have been Count, said that it was tracking very well in
It is.
comparison
It's
to
tracking
PS4.
roughly the same as the PS4 was at this time in its lifespan. The difference
one less Christmas.
is... Yes, exactly. The difference is there was one less Christmas.
Okay.
It must have been my thing that you read, that you listened
I
to.
think it was actually.
Repeating my points verbatim.
Yeah. Somewhere on the internet.
Yeah. But yeah, this says a lot about the popularity of the Switch. It says a lot about the quality of the game, because the game is fucking spectacular. And we're still waiting for a review, Mark.
It's a big game.
I know it's a
Yeah,
big
we are.
game, but we're still waiting
Fucking
for
hell,
a
Mark.
review.
That came out like a month ago.
but it's one of those things where I'm just gonna defend myself now.
Speed up, Mark.
It's one of the
Play the game
it's one of
quicker,
those-
Mark.
Yeah, I should.
Just slap the score
call
on
in
it.
sick
Push it
for
out.
But like it's difficult to say when you're like done, and when you've done enough of the game to say review it. Like I could definitely review the gameplay of it, which is fantastic, by the way. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
It's a very rock solid JRPG. Like they've fine tuned that to a T. But then it's a thing of you're playing 8 separate stories, not one cohesive narrative. So it's sort of hard to gauge when you've sort of seen enough of the game.
Yeah.
In terms of getting a judgment. Like ideally you'd finish the whole thing. But when it's an 80+ hour RPG, it might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have a day job to go to or anything. Like, if this was your full-time job, sure, you'd be able to get out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. I look
Fair.
forward to it.
Like you can absolutely see why it sold 1 million. I was a little worried initially because there was a little bit of backlash about the whole 8 separate characters thing.
Yeah, a lot of
Because
people were going,
people
the
weren't sure if it would
stories
work.
don't connect, this is unacceptable. Yeah, it works to me.
Yeah, and like I like that it's not. Oh, it's the end of the world. We need heroes to save.
Yeah, I know.
so-and-so.
It's literally
like-
just some people doing some shit.
yeah.
Like,
it's like
shit
this,
that's important to them, but it's not climactic, world-ending bollocks that you get in every JRPG.
Yeah, it's like this guy wakes up. He's not the chosen one. He goes on his little thing because he feels like going on his little thing.
Yeah. Like Tressa, hey, I want to be a good merchant. I'm going to go off and do merchant things. Look at me. That's it. That's her goal.
Yeah, and she's doing it.
Yeah, she is. She is the best character. I'm sorry. I will keep
Spoilers.
saying this because Tressa is the... That's not a spoiler. You could just look that up.
That's like the first
Tressa
sentence
is
of
a
their bio.
merchant. She does merchant things. Oh, I wonder what her quest is going to be then.
Dragons.
Oh, did you just say her name's Tressa? That's a spoiler.
Spoilers.
I'll spoil
The
it
game is
again.
good.
Ulbrick.
Oh, damn.
Don't know what that is, but thank you.
One of the characters is called Ulbrick.
Okay. Very nice. Sounds like a... I don't know. Anyway.
Well, the names might sound weird, but all of them, you can take the first letter out of each one's name and it spells Octopath.
Yes. That's a
God.
fun little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Blowed your mind.
Jesus.
But yeah, like go back on topic. It sold well for a reason, and the Switch has been selling insane in Japan. Like,
oh yeah.
one of my friends, it's been selling well anyway, like globally. But in Japan, one of my friends stayed there for the year, and he tried to get one, but it was sold out for months on end.
Wow.
You had to get like tickets, and you might get a chance if you've got a ticket to purchase one. It's crazy, but cool. I'm glad to see it doing well.
Damn.
You haven't got it yet, have you, Sully?
No, I haven't. I probably won't either.
Wow. That's no.
I just haven't got time.
It's
I pick my battles.
unacceptable behaviour. You need to go out and buy it.
I pick my battles.
Go and
wisely,
buy it, Sully.
time-wise. I'll buy it, but I won't play it. That's usually how it goes for me.
Oh yeah, I think that's usually how it goes for me as well. The amount of games I've bought and haven't played yet. I'll bet there's a statistic on Steam for that I don't want to look up. It's like the bloody, they brought out the you can find out how much you've spent the last month or whatever.
Oh yeah, mine was beautiful, by the way.
I looked it up and it was a mistake.
What was yours, Mark?
Mine, I knew that I didn't buy a lot of Steam games because I typically try to get everything physically.
Yep, same.
But the ones that I did buy, it evened out to I think it was $333.30. And I was like,
nice.
I was like, I don't want to buy anything else ever again.
Yeah, mine was only 500, I think, because I'm pretty much the same. Physical. Please, Hollow Knight, please physical.
Mine?
Can't eat.
Do you know what mine was?
More than that?
Yeah, it was disgusting.
$4,161.51.
Is that in pounds or...
That's in American dollars.
Whew.
So that is...
I would like to just see your library one day.
Big spender.
731 games.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What the fuck? How have you got time to play all that? When did you play all these?
Just because he has them doesn't mean he's played them all.
Mark, how many games have you got?
On my Steam?
I'm looking
probably
right now.
50-ish.
I have 63.
How many have you played?
Oh, fuck.
Roughly.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Quick guesstimate.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I've at least partly played a good 2/3 of my library. I think.
Yeah,
I hope.
I mean, as long as it's over 50%, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For the amount of games you've got.
Yes. 730 odd games is a lot. Oh, God. I have a problem. Do you know what the problem is? This doesn't even include things I bought on GOG. I think that adds another 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90.
Wait, so was that 820 games, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have exactly 90 games on GOG.
They have good sales, though.
Oh, fuck me. I have problems.
Yeah, to be fair, if you saw my physical game collection, you'd probably be like, what the F did you just do?
I've got about another 60 or 70 physical games. Ish.
Okay, so you ready?
Go on.
Yep.
I played all of them bar 2.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice. How'd you
Don't
find
ask
this
me
out?
what those two were, because I was looking at the playtime on Steam Library.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
I
it
see.
says purchased or playtime.
Right, no, I couldn't go through that. That would take me too long.
Yeah, no.
Go on, what are the two that you haven't played then?
I said don't ask me that.
Yeah, but you said that, so I have to ask you.
Come back to me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I thought it's because they were embarrassing. Not because you
I thought he knew what it was.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I was just looking at the playtime. Oh, okay, here we go. No, never mind. Come back to me. Okay, I got one. Dead Island Epidemic.
Yeah.
I've not. Is that like a complete version of Dead Island, or?
It sounds like it. Unless it's an expansion or something.
I don't know.
Oh, but then it wouldn't be a separate game.
Dead Island Oh, apparently it's not on. It's not on Steam anymore.
Sully,
never
hold
mind.
on
The
to
other
that
game
game.
was Dota 2 Test.
Dota 2
Test
test.
server, I guess. I guess it was
Right.
some beta or something.
Okay.
Have you played the proper one, though?
I don't think so. It's not on here.
Well, there we go. Right.
All right.
Anyway, Octopath Traveler. I think we can wrap it up. It's a very good game.
Yeah.
I recommend it. I'm pretty sure Mark's recommending it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for the review in the next 2 years. And
2020 Olympics.
yeah, stay tuned for that at some point. We don't know when. And otherwise, let's move on. Spyro is coming back soon. September 21st. That is a month and a half away, roughly. Ish, something like that. And there's been a bit of a controversy around it. It's not it's got microtransactions, loot boxes. It's not that kind of controversy. It's just a bit of a stupid one, really. Basically, what has happened is that the physical release when it has the thing, like the sort of cover released for it, it had a little thing at the bottom saying requires content download, and that's not rare for games anymore. You usually have
not very suspicious at all.
Well, no, but it's not a rare thing to happen nowadays. You get a game and there's usually the day one patch, or there's like whatever bit of install they couldn't fit on the disc.
Yeah, it's just that it's not typical that it's on the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's usually on the back of the box, isn't it?
It's usually somewhere, but it's not prominently.
They have
on
to
the
state
front.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to state it.
But
because you've. But.
In this case, it's a little bit egregious because the required content download is actually 2/3 of the fucking game. It's the entirety of Game 2 and Game 3 need to be downloaded onto the... What
Very
the
strange.
fuck?
Now, here's I think a valid point to point out, right? Is that when you bought these games originally, right? These things are on what, DVDs, maybe even CDs, maybe. Let's go with DVDs. They could fit one game, without question on a single DVD. So why can't we fit all three, even with updated HD visuals on one Blu-ray? Like, they're not big games, surely. I mean, if your textures and shit.
Bandicoot.
Yeah, exactly. We've got all three games.
A dual-layer Blu-ray can store 50 gigabytes.
That's a lot of data.
Data.
Oh, sorry. Route.
Data.
Data, mate.
What did they call the guy in Star Trek? Oh, yeah, it was Data.
Because Star Trek's always accurate.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even.
They predicted the mobile
Star Trek.
phone.
This is true.
And tablets.
Statement. Anything else? I'm thinking.
Just wait and see for the Borg.
Oh, yeah.
Give it 20 years. The cybernetic implants will be all over the place.
Anyway, Spyro.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if the Spyro Reignited trilogy was somehow more than 50 gigabytes.
No shit. And if it is, like
what
video
the fuck
games
are they
use compression
doing?
techniques all the time. Like, look at fucking Nintendo. They use, 16 gigs of storage in the system, and carts, which is like 32 gigabyte on the cart, is it?
32, yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo's not having, really many issues to the best of my knowledge, or at least we don't hear about it anymore. Fitting things on carts. Have you heard any
on the
issues
carts
recently?
Sort
Yeah,
of.
on the carts. Doom, I think, had to
Doom
have a
was the
download.
issue. Doom had an extra download. Also, if you had Doom if you bought the Doom digital edition on the Switch store, you couldn't download the single player game and the multiplayer onto the same device at once without expanding the memory.
Yes, I mean, with the Switch, it's more relating to the actual hardware space more than the cart space.
Yeah, I know, but they should have thought of that, really, before.
Oh, yeah, I'm not excusing Nintendo. They needed more system storage, absolutely. But, I mean, the point is, like, people are, majority of the time, fitting things on these carts, majority of the time. So why can't an old game like Spyro, even with updated visuals, fit onto a Blu-ray?
They might have had issues or just didn't really realize how to compress it.
That's the point
initially.
Yeah. I think the sign here is, which I think it also states in the article that you sent me, Count, was that they suspect, or it's not uncommon practice to print the disc, get it gold, and give yourself a few extra weeks before it launches to complete those final portions and then deliver them digitally to the systems, which is what I suspect is happening.
Fair. That could be a thing. It could also be a good way to get some extra bits of fiddly DRM in everything.
Could be. But why would you want to DRM that game? Like, what is there? Like, why would people need to...
It's Activision. Activision are publishing this. That is all the information you need as to why.
Yeah, okay, but like, there's no constant online environment. Like, what are people going to manipulate? Like, what do they need to? What are they? Oh, yeah, okay.
The pirates are everywhere, Sully.
But wouldn't it have to say on the case though, that it requires a constant online connection? If that was the DRM case that they were going for, like a Sims. Remember when Sim City came out? And it was always online, and they were like, cloud, it needs to be always online because there's cloud-based server calculations and it controls the people.
File for no reason, and we put pointless
they
multiplayer in to justify it.
Yeah, they were saying like there were simulations revolving around the people and all the little Sims moving around the city and shit, and that wasn't the case because they cracked it and somebody played it offline and it didn't affect gameplay at all. Yeah. But I just don't see how Spyro needing a constant online connection for DRM even is like, how is that even relevant? Like, how could they even pitch that? But like, if it did require one of those, it would have to state it on the box.
Well, then it has DRM.
No, that it has to have an always online connection.
Oh, right.
So that's the only way I can see them implementing DRM where it's like relevant piracy control, right? Having an always online connection. Yeah, I know you can crack that, but you can crack all DRM.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the thorny one, which is harder to crack.
There is a good point raised here, though, that because of the way that this is done, at some point when the servers for the PlayStation 4's storefront are shut down, then you won't be able to get this game properly.
Yeah, that's shitty. And that's kind of the way we're moving, though, really, isn't it? Like, Spyro is just another example of a shitty future situation.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. I 100% agree, which is always why I like to buy physical in case, Steam goes under, Amazon goes under, or Xbox Game Pass goes under. I mean, Game Pass is a little bit different because you don't own the games. You're kind of just renting the ability to play them like Netflix.
Yeah.
But, that's why I like physical. And if you are a physical collector, or you just live by physical like Mark and I, hearing that you have to download 2/3 of the game is disappointing because then you, no matter what, even though you own the physical copy, you cannot escape this kind of near future possibility that we're on the cusp of entering into.
Yeah. What a very dystopian attitude.
It's annoying, say, like for physical collectors and things like that, because the way that I usually play new games, because there's only so much room on your console nowadays, is that I'll delete it when I'm done with it. Like, I'll uninstall it, but like I'll keep the disc.
Yeah, that's what I hate about digital libraries.
Like, eventually, someday, PlayStation 4 store's going to go under, like you said. It's like that game's gone. Mm-hmm. Never going to install it again. I mean, and I'm not going to keep it installed. It's going to be like, who knows how big a download.
The thing that I have right with digital collections, okay, is you get so many different games tied to all these different systems, like their exclusivity or whatever. But you start buying games there, you start buying games there, you start buying games there, and you feel like your collection's a little bit all over the place. And I almost feel like I start to stress out about keeping track of it all, unless it's all constantly installed on my system and I can see it all. And that's what really bugs me, is actually just keeping track of all my different digital collections all over the place. Like, while I have, like, Steam is by far my largest digital library, because it's the surefire way where, 90% of all PC games launch there, and I can keep it all in the one spot, which is why I feel comfortable buying my PC games through Steam, if I'm lazy or if it can't get the hard copy. But yeah.
There's also another issue with this, though. That you live in Australia, you have stick internet. How big's this download going to be? Does everyone have access to internet downloads? Because I didn't for a number of years.
I don't know. Download speeds doesn't really concern me too much down here anymore. Anyway, no. Like, if you told me it was 100 gig,
it's still on and off for mine. So if I drop suddenly, you know what happened.
If you told me I had to cloud game, then I'd be shitting kittens or bricks. But downloading
PS5 cloud gaming only. You can only stream the game. Can't download it.
We're saving this for pocket.
That'll destroy me. I'll move to Japan at that point.
Yeah, just move
there anyway, Mark.
Or move to Korea where they have like that stupid ultra fast internet.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that issue because, you know, a lot of people in the world still don't have access to good internet.
Yeah, like it's still very presumptuous to assume that
It is,
they can download all that, especially when it's Spyro. It'll be nostalgia's sake for most of it, but it'll still be marketed for kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't 100% assume that a kid would have an online connection, or
but I'd assume
have set up an account or whatever they need.
Yeah, I don't
know.
they
might because Fortnite's a thing, but I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I'm thinking of a different group.
Yeah, I assume that if you're young enough, right, to the audience that you're speaking of, like young kids who like Spyro, you know, like 10-year-olds or something, right, 10 to 13 or 9 to 13. They're too young to just go out and buy an Xbox. So assuming their dad or mum or family has already bought an Xbox and, you know, the dad's probably using it for other gaming services like playing online. So I'm assuming, you know, there's a capable adult of setting up a account for their child or letting them play on his or her account. You know, I don't think that's too much of an issue.
No.
I don't know.
But still,
it's a case by case thing.
It is
because I've met a few people very recently actually that haven't updated or connected their PlayStation or anything to the internet, and I was like, why? And they said, oh, couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay.
It's one thing not to have an internet connection.
Yeah,
because like they go, oh, how did you get that game? It's download only in Australia. They're like, oh, I haven't connected to the internet. It's like, well,
that's weird.
You're not going to get your game.
Yeah, that's a bit. That's a bit.
Get your game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know people like that. People that buy a PlayStation just pop in FIFA and play the whatever the story mode. I don't know. I've never popped that bullshit. Exactly.
1000.
Fuck those gamers.
Literally, like they just buy 1 or 2 games, like that do the annual release thing, and just do
NBA
that.
And FIFA
NBA,
or shit.
FIFA, and maybe COD, and that's it.
Those people totally probably don't connect their PlayStations, but I think the majority of PlayStation and Xbox owners have probably have almost constant access to internet for those systems.
Yeah.
You know, unless you live in rural Australia where you don't even have a fucking Xbox anyway. You're too busy playing with cows.
Amazing.
But you know, I mean, I think my whole feeling towards this Spyro thing is I think we're just like blowing it up and do something that's not even a big deal. I mean, this happens all the time.
Yeah, it's
all the time.
But it's two-thirds of the game.
I know, but I don't think that's that unusual. Like I remember when Halo, I can't remember which one it was, but Halo launched and you had to download the entire multiplayer, which was like 15 gigabyte.
Yeah.
That's half the game.
Yeah, actually for Halo 5.
Was it?
Yeah,
Halo 5 was?
No, I think you might have for Halo 5 as well, but Halo 5, depending on what edition you bought, it didn't even come with a disc. You had to download the whole thing.
Do you remember it was Metal Gear Solid 5? The disc version just came with the Steam installer on it. That's all that was on the disc.
That was the same with Mass Effect Andromeda as well.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I think the issue is here with Spyro? Is I think that our first point that we brought up is why do we need to download it? Like, this is an old game. Why could it not fit on the disc? I think that's the question mark everyone's getting stuck on.
Yeah.
Because we know what the rest of the games are like.
Yeah. I'm assuming, like, again, my original point is I'm assuming it's just the developer needs extra time. I'd be more concerned about the quality of the game you're getting rather than how you're getting it.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, it's just a bit odd.
It's an oddity.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Especially since they slap a sticker on it saying, like, content download. You don't see it on the front like that.
You don't see it. You never see it that prominently.
Yeah.
Activision YOLO.
Yeah. Fuck Activision. Anyway, Spyro is coming out September 21st. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm sure most people of, between the ages of 20 and 30 are looking forward to it, because it was a big part of their childhood. Not you.
Did you just assume my age?
Did you assume...
Sorry.
Anyway, let's move on to the last story of the show, because we've already been recording for nearly 50 minutes somehow.
Nice.
It's because I'm in the episode.
Yes.
I always make everything a beautiful train wreck.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right. Fortnite is in the British tabloids again. They are really shit. The tabloids, I mean. Oh, fuck the British press. It's so bad. Sorry.
Clip 3.
Yeah. This is, the Daily Mirror. And they are one of the bottom feeders of the British press.
Oh, jeez.
What? They are.
So good. No, I approve.
There's the odd good paper. I quite like the Independent and the Guardian. They're quite good, and the Independent's offshoot I, which is just like, it's basically a TLDR of a newspaper. It just tells you like what's going on, and then does basically a paragraph or two about each thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite a good little breakdown, and it's not.
So it's just pretty much straight information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this is not one of the good ones. This is a tabloid. Tabloids are shit. They're the worst ones. The ones that have the page 3 models and the sensationalism and all the celebrity gossip papering the front and, all the bad things. Yeah. And, in this instance, the headline in question is, Fortnite made me a suicidal drug addict. Obviously, that noise wasn't included because that's a bit difficult to put that on.
Just for reference, nobody died.
No. Subheadline, Dad saves his son, 17, from a death plunge after he gets hooked on online craze. Followed by Danny Dyer. I'll help my Danny make a fortune. I hate Danny Dyer, incidentally. He is just one of the most annoying people in the world, in my opinion.
Don't even know who that is.
He is on EastEnders, and he did a few documentary series such as Danny Dyer, I Believe in UFOs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If I saw his face, probably.
Yeah. It's a strong no. Anyway, Danny Dyer is not relevant to this story at all. And what we're actually talking about is some nice journalistic integrity. And you know how well that always goes when we talk about journalism and gaming.
Man, I wish we had Max here for this one.
Yeah.
Good.
I studied journalism too.
Alright. Perfect. You carry.
Although Australian journalism, which is very different.
Okay, I'll leave it up to you, Mark, then. Go ahead.
No.
Go on.
No, you've
Go on,
got
do
your
the
thing
story.
with the tabloids.
Do the story, Mark.
I don't want to do the story.
You're not a very good journalist,
I'll comment on like styles and things like that once we get into it.
Okay.
And how for tabloids and things like that, you are encouraged to make it as eye-catching and frustratingly annoying as possible, that people can't put it down or can't ignore it.
It's like,
so like technically the journalist has done a fantastic job.
because we're all talking about it.
Yeah, because we're all talking about it, we're all seeing it, and people obviously bought it and actually bought into the story.
Yep.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yes, that's absolutely it.
So, shall we do some choice quotes then from this article?
Please.
Yes, please.
So this is from 17-year-old Carl Thompson, whose dad had to physically stop him from jumping to his death. And he apparently said, Fortnite made me a suicidal, thieving, lying drug addict. Pages 4 and 5 of the article are a double-page splash. Great, they made this a fucking 3-page article. I was taking speed so I could stay awake all night, but then I started needing more. He reveals he stole from his parents to pay for Fortnite's latest weapons and upgrades. I was exhausted doing all night. This is going to be his voice throughout, so if you don't like it, then too bad. So my mate said I should try playing with amphetamines. I've always been anti-drugs, but I wanted to play the game more, and this seemed the only way. One morning I urinated in a bottle by my desk and drank from another bottle. What the fuck is this?
That's a 17-year-old for you. Nothing normal there.
Really? I wasn't doing that at 17. Fucking hell.
I've thought about it.
I love the sort of thing. It's like I was doing speed. I was always anti-drugs.
I was doing speed.
Doing anti-drugs,
like,
and then he started doing speed.
He seemed to acquire it pretty fast.
I was always anti-drugs, but then Fortnite made me want to take drugs to play Fortnite more. What?
Very fishy. There's something missing there.
Yeah. So
there's a lot missing.
Yeah. He's also a young male who's probably also started enjoying the party scene where he started taking drugs.
More than likely.
And realised,
the suicide attempt apparently occurred in April, and his parents blamed the game. Right. Okay. At the end of the article, we see Epic apparently declined to comment, and
I think they're tired of this.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, to counter this, a person on Twitter by the name of Chris Bratt, not Chris Pratt, Chris Bratt, posted a little story about the journalist who wrote, well, I'm going to put journalist in big quotation marks there, Matthew Barber, who wrote the article. And of course, before I carry on, this needlessly said, but regardless, don't harass the person who wrote the article. Don't do that. That's fucking dumb. Anyway. 2 years ago, Chris Bratt wrote a fictional thing about Pokemon Go. Just because, because he received an email asking anyone to describe the potential negative effects of Pokemon Go in exchange for £100. And, so not searching out a story of going, please tell me your experiences with Pokemon Go. It's, can you describe the potential negative effects of? So he went into this story knowing what he wanted the outcome to be.
Yeah. If you can, I have £100.
Yeah, exactly. Working about this story, Chris Bratt emailed him, saying that Pokemon Go is ruining his marriage, and wrote the most ridiculous tale he could manage. And I'm going to read these tweets verbatim now, so if you'll humour me. In it, my wife, Jessie, meets a new guy, James, at work. And they'd even started catching Pokemon together with the office cat. And they even had their own song. My favourite line, and his favourite line of the email was, the betrayal hung in the air like a Pokeball that had just been thrown as the servers crashed.
Wow.
The next day, he calls me for an interview over the phone. This was the bit that blew me away. He started the phone call by saying, although he'd figured certain parts of my story had been embellished, that didn't matter. He'd write it anyway. And apparently the story eventually broke down because he wanted to get a quote from Jessie herself, and actually, for it to be really juicy, maybe we should have split up. I lost my nerve at this stage. Okay, he was basically encouraging a admittedly fictional couple to split up for £100 in a news story.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's real good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, dearie.
Tabloids.
Yeah.
I know you're meant to fight to get your story, but
yeah. He's apparently done this before, though. Offered cash for stories. apparently a trade magazine for GPs called The Pulse reported on this journalist's attempt to pay patients who were negatively affected by junior doctors' strikes for their stories. He claimed to be a contributing editor for The Sun. He's not. Explains he will offer a good fee for patients with tales of nightmare at A&E who witness hospital staff shortages.
I love how he calls it a fee. He's not calling it.
He's not saying we'll give you this money. He's like, we'll pay a fee. So yeah, this story developed then from this set of tweets. Just like that set of tweets was just a sort of discredit this guy's journalism. And since then, I'm looking at a Eurogamer article who obtained an email sent by responsible source on behalf of...
What's the source of knowledge?
I don't know.
No? Reference is gone? Straight over your head?
I think... I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh, the Max pin?
Well, leave me alone.
So disappointed, Mark.
Oh, reliable source. I get it.
Boom.
I've worked it out. Anyway. Yeah, so you're a gamer saw this email that was sent by Barber to the person who's the person involved in this story, saying the inquiry summary: child Fortnite addict. Hi. Also, addict is in quotation marks, which is a good start. I'm urgently trying to speak to a family, whereas child has become addicted to Fortnite. No, I didn't read that wrong. We need this to be as strong as possible. The case study can be anonymous. We can pay a £300 fee. We can also fully credit any clinic or therapist.
Wow.
So he's gone out asking for this story. So no one's come forward to him going, oh, my child has been whatever. Over emails. So Eurogamer emailed back the journalist asking him several questions about the story. And his response to this was basically, am I being paid to answer this?
Wow.
He's very in it for the money, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also,
We
apparently,
reached-
the games writer for the Mirror would like to say that the whole Fortnite tweeted to say the Fortnite thing was bollocks and wished that they'd conferred with us before printing it. There's no point in having games coverage if we're going to run stuff like this in print. It's not going well, is it?
Yeah, well, it's like that should go back to the editor as well.
Yeah. It's really not good, is it? This kind of story.
No, stuff like that shouldn't go on, but it does
No.
go on because it sells.
And regardless of, what the parents think was the cause and what, causes of suicide can be many and varied. And
There's an underlying cause, and Fortnite probably wasn't.
probably isn't it. It was probably, the drugs and the stealing,
Lack of sleep causing physical and mental issues.
And, this even caused the Samaritans, who are an anti-suicide charity, to bring out a statement saying approximately 90% of people who die by suicide have a diagnosed or undiagnosed mental health problem at the time of death. So, there is so many factors to this kind of thing. There's so many factors to why he could have ended up on drugs or how he could have ended up into a position where he thought stealing from his parents was okay. Doesn't mean it was the game's fault.
No, I mean, there's a chance it could have been. I mean,
But you
just
can't
to play devil's advocate.
tell that.
No,
that's the thing.
that's it. But they're painting it that way in the article, and that's
They're
the whole
simplifying it as that is the only possible
This is the
cause.
bad guy.
Couldn't have been anything else in his life. There couldn't be any bullying or any sort of thing going on in his life that could
He
be
could be using that game to escape
exactly
from bullying.
Yeah, it's like realistically they could have even saying that they would grab onto a footnote or a small part of the story and then make that the core of the story or the reasoning behind it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you see things saying, "Oh, he lost his job recently, that's why he committed suicide." It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
That might have been a contributing factor, but it wasn't the factor.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Like, he started taking drugs because he couldn't stay awake and he wanted to play Fortnite all night, every night. So he was taking drugs to keep himself awake. Could you imagine what endless amounts of not enough sleep and drugs do to your mental state?
Can you also imagine what kind of state the rest of his life must have been in if he thought that was the...
Oh my God,
was
he's
good
clearly
way to
not
escape.
sound of mind anyway. Yeah, exactly. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, something's not right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not saying this to bash him. Like, we're not saying this to
No.
treat him
He's
like a
got clear
horrible
issues.
person. You know, he's got issues, and you know they need addressing. But
Well,
for
bashing
the
it.
parents,
there's
to
not one root
simplify it and go, "Oh, it was Fortnite's problem," and for this journalist to write this, frankly, utter bollocks in an article is just reductive and annoying.
Yeah, another point that I'd like to make as well is that, yes, the parents have come up with this concoction of a story, or maybe they truly believe it, but I think when you start bringing money into it, right, that's when people start to, I have a story and they want to sensationalize it to sell it. I think there's a very real, a duh moment, a conflict of interest when you start bringing money into it. So, the story could have well have been blown out of proportion by the parents just to sell it to get the money.
It could be pushed by the parents or whoever was writing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
both,
I'm going to say, I suspect that the journalist guy probably pushed this to the parents, and the parents were like, "Yes, that must have been it." They can,
give me the money.
These kind of people can be very persuasive sometimes, especially when 300 quid's involved.
The thing is that there are specific tactics to talk to people to push out certain information or to sort of guide them to the point that you want them to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you mentioned the parents.
So it's like, so he might have asked questions of saying like, so was it whenever he took drugs, was he also playing Fortnite, or was he doing this?
Yeah,
was he always at the desktop?
Any other context?
Any other question he asked that was related to whatever mental state would have probably included Fortnite in the question.
Yeah,
and all you have to do is point at the other articles that bash Fortnite as well.
Yeah. It's all the same thing in the end, isn't it? It's just like, it's corrupting the children. Will somebody please think of the children?
And we've seen this hundreds of times before with whatever's hot. It's the same shit, just with the next thing that's hot.
Yeah, just replace the word Fortnite with games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that's pretty much every story in the last 10
Grand
years.
Theft Auto or whatever else. Yeah, it's
PUBG, Minecraft.
Like even just saying like, we know that games affect people or things like that.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's positive or negative. There was one of the Today Show type morning shows in Australia that I was watching because they had a thing on Fortnite. They said Fortnite can affect your kids.
Anything can affect your kids.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
That's it. They didn't say positive, negative. They said it can affect you.
No way.
How can it affect you? It can affect you. You don't understand. It can affect you.
The fact that it looks like it's about to rain outside is affecting me. What the fuck does that mean? Give me context.
And that's what frustrates me. It's like there's a part of the conversation that they're not even touching because they know they'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Or they know they'd be countered, or they know that that wouldn't be the whole story.
Well, here's a funny thing. I've been looking in the comments of this Eurogamer article, and I found a very interesting thing. Who's a person who's experienced this sort of thing firsthand. When the World Health Organization announced gaming disorder was going to be considered a thing, this guy, who is a therapist, was contacted by his local radio, asked to go on their midday show to talk about it. They had no particular knowledge of him other than that he was a therapist. And when he spoke to them on the phone, he told them he was a gamer and explained a lot of things about how it's different from addiction. There's a lot of important things to recognise about kids and everything else, etc. And then the next day, when he was driving to the radio station to start doing the interview, they did a build-up thing, calling him a former gaming addict who now works as a therapist helping those with the same issue.
Oh.
Yeah. And they'd announced that twice by the time he'd got to the radio station. And he, even though he tried to call people up and tell him that that's not the case. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You know, they just have their narrative, and they just do it. You know, they go for they go for whatever their narrative was.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Like sometimes they might even grab someone off the street, quickly run down with them what a situation is, and then
go for their opinion on it. Even though it's like, I'm grossly ill-informed, but I'll provide an opinion if you give me 50 quid.
Yeah, it's like when you see the stupid memes around where it's like a news report and it says like so and so's name and what their occupation is. It's like sometimes it says so and so concerned citizen. Anyone's a concerned citizen.
Yeah. Could be a concerned citizen about anything if you're given enough money for it.
Yeah.
But do you remember there was the thing last year? It was in Australia about it was one of your news stations. It's like Channel 7 or something, or Channel 5. I don't know.
Yeah, Channel 7 would have been
Definitely Channel 7.
Okay. You know which...
Because Channel 5 isn't a thing.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it was... I cannot fucking remember. It was just this... It was a game that had been made by an Australian who lived...
Oh, is this the GTA mod?
Yes, the GTA style game, and then there was
the police officer one.
Yeah, and then a completely bullshit news story about it.
Yeah, there's Sully, if you don't remember it, I think it was a current affair. It was a current affair.
Gold.
Yeah.
I already know where this is going.
You're just loving this now.
Oh, I love it now.
So it was a current affair, and there was a mod on GTA that replaced most of the skins and playable characters with police officers and SWAT items, weapons, whatnot. And it was very, very accurate in rebuilding it because part of it was used as a training tool or pitched as some training tool. But it was released publicly.
Oh, God. And
some people, however few they were, said, possibly you could use it to make police the bad guys and shoot other people.
Train jihads.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they said. They said it's like a terrorism simulator.
It wasn't even like that. It was just this game. It was like a GTA clone that was set in Adelaide, and it was just like the guy who made it was an architecture student, and he was using it as his portfolio piece because he was like, look, I've managed to make the whole of, or like most of Adelaide in...
it's actually pretty cool. I want to check it out.
Yeah. And like, he just ended up sort of putting standard GTA mechanics in it. But because of this news report, his professors hated him after it.
Oh.
So, basically, Channel 9, that was who it was. Channel 9 News basically ruined a guy's career because they felt like it. Because they wanted to do a hit piece on gaming.
That's right. That is a current affairs. Channel 7's today, tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But I remember it as current affair, which means that it wasn't.
Yeah, it's Channel 9. There you go.
Wrong channel, right show.
So, yeah, we got there.
Yeah, I just looked through the gym positions because I remembered there was one on it and then I found it.
Is there any
ruining someone's career over falsifying information?
Yeah.
Is there any footage of this mod? Does anybody?
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to link you the Gymquisition on it, and you can look at it there.
Alright, I'll check it out. Can we put some screen caps or image up on screen for this episode?
That sounds like a lot of editing effort, so I might
just
not,
a screen cap, just a cappy,
just a cappy,
just
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to put
just a little bit.
Because you said that, I'm just going to put Mario's hat on from Mario Odyssey now.
Just a couple of cappies.
Now I'm going to put Cappy from Mario Odyssey on now. You know, that's what happens when you use weird slang words.
Just know that if you listen to Pocket Edition, I'll look after you with video and screen caps.
Yeah, but that's you. Whereas I am very low effort when it comes to editing the newscast because that's supposed to be my easy edit of the week.
Is it? Is that your? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Did you see the Sims 4 edit file?
Yes, I did see it. That was disgusting. It made me sick.
It took so long. It took 4 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
Actually, I think I spent 9 hours on the Dragon Ball podcast. It's
jeez.
fucked, isn't it? That's fucked.
That's a bit much. Anyway.
It is. Anyhow.
Yeah, tabloids are shit. Don't buy them. Don't buy into their bullshit. And don't watch Channel 9 News in Adelaide. There we go. Let's move on. And we'll wrap up
I
the
would
show.
love to find that episode just to link it. That'd be
I'm sure you can find it.
That brings us to the end then of another episode of the GameCast Newscast, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing to this channel, whatever you fancy. And our social links are in the description, with a link to Discord and loads of other things. You can join in with some chat with our growing community. We're at 235 subs now. That's amazing.
hot diggity dang.
I know, we've overtaken Sully's channel now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I think there's
Party pops
only
out.
there's not many more many more channels that we're actually higher than.
Well, I mean, Gaming Pastime, who we're not going to catch up to.
Yeah,
anytime
no, we're not
soon.
going to catch up to them many times. They've just exploded, and good for them. But you know,
Go check them out. They don't need your subs, but check them out anyway.
yeah. And yeah.
Congrats, though, in all seriousness to those guys. They crush it.
Oh yeah,
They are
exactly.
absolutely awesome.
So yeah. Thank you very much, Sully and Mark, for joining me for this one.
No problem.
Thanks for
mate.
having me.
I hope you enjoyed your first newscast, Mark.
It was a trip, man.
It's certainly something, wasn't it?
It was. Brought my own little charm
Yeah.
and confusion.
Yeah. And yes.
We got yeah.
So, that was the newscast for this week, and hopefully we'll be back next week, and then the week after that I will be on holiday, so it might be late. I know! How disgusting! I've not had a break in 4 months, leave me alone.
Jesus.
Anyway, thanks very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you soon for more of whatever. Bye!